I don't know if you know this about me or not, but Instagram is one of my most favorite social media apps. I love it because there's so many features that we can use, and it gives us this amazing opportunity to grow our businesses organically through the app. Plus, they give us all these analytics to dive into. And if you've ever been into the Instagram Insights, you know there's a lot of little places you can go to check numbers out, and you can almost get analysis paralysis, which is why I created today's episode, the top 3 Instagram analytics that I think you should look at on a daily basis. It's really going to help you create the content your target audience needs. Are you ready to learn what they are? Well, I am ready to share, so keep listening. Episode 183 starts right now. Welcome to the Lora Shipman Show minicast, a special edition of my podcast where it's just you, me, my mic, your earphones, plus quick tips and hacks you can implement immediately to improve your life and your business. Are you ready to get started? I know I am. Let's dive in. Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome to my most favorite day of the week. It's minicast day. And the reason why I love minicast days so much is we jump in. I give you loads of information. You take that information, jump out, and then execute on what you've learned here today. And that's the key point, is executing what you've learned. Otherwise, it's not doing you any good. So in true minicast fashion, what we do is we're jumping right in. And today we are going to dive into my ride or die Instagram analytics that I look at on the daily. So the first one that we're going to look at is your account reach and also your post reach. I think it's important to look at reach in both of these categories because it's different and it's going to tell you a different story. So if my overall account reach is low, like if I have a history of a low account reach, it's telling me that I need to step it up a notch or two in the content department. But then I look at it on a per post basis, and I love this measurement because it tells me how many unique people saw my content. And if that number is high, then that means I must be doing something right on that post. And then it also means that I'm also working with the algorithm pretty well. So I need to take a look at that post a little bit closer and figure out what's going on there so I can replicate that metric again, or at least get it going up even more. So some of the things that I'll look at to see why my reach is greater is the graphic I used. What did that look like? How did it appeal to people? What were the first 7 words that I used in my caption? Because those first 7 words are going to mean the difference of your audience continuing to read, if they're compelling enough, those first 7 words, or it's going to mean they might scroll away. So what did those first 7 words look like? What time of day did I post? And then what hashtags did I use? Because maybe those hashtags hit a group of people and it really gelled with what my caption said. So all of these things can kind of tell a story as to what's going on with my post and why it performed really well. So if I can nail that down, now I can figure out how to apply that to future posts so I get some growth and some good results. Now, before we move away from reach, I do want to touch on impressions a little bit because you will see pretty much reach and impressions side by side, and you hear people talking about reach and you hear people talking about impressions, and it can get really confusing very quickly. So here's a quick way to remember the difference between reach and impressions. Impressions are the total amount of time your post was viewed. So that means people who have gone back several times to look at the post again, that's what that impression number is capturing, both unique and multiple viewed times. And then reach is the number of unique one-time viewers. And that's what we want to focus on, because the more people you are reaching, the more unique people you are reaching, the more exposure your account is getting. And that's the name of the game, right? Exposure, that's what we all want. So that reach number is why I say we want to look at that number every single day. Okay, area number 2 that we want to look at are saves and shares. Like this one could have been broken out into 2 metrics, but I felt that they kind of went hand in hand, and here's why. When someone saves and shares my content, I know I've crushed it, right? It means that I've done something really well and I've delivered so strongly that my audience felt the need first to share it with somebody in their tribe. Like it was important information that they couldn't help but share with someone else. And then also my content was important enough to them that they want to go back to it later. So they go ahead and they save it so that they don't lose it in the feed. So when someone saves and shares my content, I take that as the biggest compliment, like bigger than a like, because it takes time to go ahead and do all of that stuff. So it means to me that I've really served them well. And just because of those reasons alone, I have this huge love affair with saves and shares, and I strive to get them every single time I post. Okay, so the third thing I look at when I go to look at my insights on Instagram are link taps to my website. And this can tell you a story about how you're positioning yourself on Instagram. And I broke it down into 2 areas that I believe are driving people to take the time and effort to go to your profile and tap on the one and only link that we have available on Instagram. The first reason why I think people are doing this are the calls to actions or CTAs that you're putting in your caption. If you spend the time to create a really good CTA, it'll drive people to check out the link in your bio. And this is a game changer because at that point, depending on where you send somebody, you could be sending them to your funnel or to an email address sign up form, whatever it is. You can gain more there through that one and only link than anywhere else on the app. So here's one little secret or hack that you want to keep in mind when you're driving people to your profile page to see that link. Make it easy for them. Put your @username in the caption. So you might want to say, check out my bio @ and then your username. What happens when you do that is your username all of a sudden becomes clickable to your profile page. And that just saves people the time and the effort and the energy. And I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is to some people to scroll to find where your profile link is. If you just give it to them right in the flow of what they're reading, chances are they're just going to go ahead on impulse and just click your @username and head over to your bio, and they're going to look for that link, and then they're going to go through whatever funnel you're having them go through as a result of clicking on that link. Another way you will get people to click on that one and only link that you have in Instagram is through reach. If you show up on somebody's page or on the Explore page or in a hashtag hub, something like that, they see your post and then they want to learn more about you, you want to make sure your bio is really doing the heavy lifting now. So you got to take the time to craft a really good bio that compels people to take that extra step of leaving the app and following whatever link that you have put in place for them to follow so that they can get to know you better and go deeper with you in services or in an email sign up form or whatever it is that you have them going to. Okay, so I hope the 3 metrics that I reviewed here today inside the Instagram Insights took away that overwhelm, because I know analytics can be so overwhelming and they shouldn't have to be. So focus on those 3. And then if there's something else that you want to add to later to focus on, definitely do it. But I think those 2 will give you an overall snapshot of what's going on with the content that you're creating, how you're performing, and where you can improve. Okay, my friends, that's it for this episode. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, stay social. Hey, before you go, I have a question for you. Are you loving the show? Let me know about it. Take a screenshot of the episode you are listening to and drop it in your social media posts or stories, or better yet, give this show a review on iTunes or your favorite podcast app, letting me know that you listened in. If you have a topic or a show idea, please don't be shy. I want to hear from you. Send me an email or a DM. I would love to hear your suggestions. All the links are in the show notes. Anyways, I just wanted to say thank you, as always, for tuning into the show today and every day you listen in.